we can finally start carving. So let's see, let's start on the body first. I would like to carve this area first, and we're going to leave the scarf alone. We're not going to touch the scarf part. So let's take our carving knife. We're going to hold the carving knife 90 degrees to the wood. So the knife is going to be 90 degrees, see? 90 degrees to the wood, and I'm going to make a stop cut going all around the scarf. The tip of the blade is only going about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch into the wood. Again, holding the blade 90 degrees. I'm going to the end of the scarf. I'm going to remove the knife. Put the blade back into the wood. Again, remove the blade. Okay, now I'm going to take a number 3 gouge. Now when I say number 3, I'm talking about a shallow sweep. The curve is very shallow, see? This happens to be 16 millimeters wide. And I'm going to carve into that stop cut. I'm not going to apply a lot of pressure because I don't want to rip the scarf off. Now, to carve into the corner of the scarf, it's easier just to use a knife. Again, make a stop cut. Make a stop cut here. I'm going to take the point of my knife and treat it like a gouge. See? Pop right out. Do the same thing here. Okay. Now, there we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to use only half of my gouge to get into this corner. Did you see that? I just used half. Since this blade's rather wide, 16 millimeters, I'm just going to use half of it so I can get into this tight curve. Of course, you don't have to use the exact tools I'm using. I'm trying to show you how to use the tools all different ways. There you go. Now I'm going to keep on doing this until I carve about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch deep. carved about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch into the body. And now what I want to do is take my my number 3 gouge and flatten the body out. Make it nice and flat. So the only thing that would be raised is the scarf in this area. See what I did? The only thing that's raised is the scarf. I'm going to go back and just clean it up a little bit. Now let's work on the face. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to make a stop cut along the scarf area as well as the hatband. But notice there's 2 corners. A little corner here, a little corner here around the scarf. So when I'm making a stop cut, I don't want my knife to accidentally cut into the scarf or the hatband. So this is how I'm going to make the stop cut. I'm going to take the I'm going to take the point of my knife and go into the corner. And then make the stop cut. Then I'm going to take the point of my knife again, start in the corner, and I'm only going to cut halfway. I'm going to stop right here before I get to the hatband, because again I don't want to cut into the hatband accidentally. Turn around, start in the corner, and go halfway. Start in the corner, now I can continue this stop cut because my knife is not going to get in the way of anything. It's not going to cut into anything. See? Okay, so we made our stop cut. We're going to do the same thing and take a number 3 gouge or a shallow gouge. This happens to be an 8mm wide. It's just easier for me to get into the areas. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing that we did for the body. We're going to carve this level down to the same level as the body, which is a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Since I carved the face to the level that I wanted it, I moved on to the hat. But notice with the hat, I left the black band alone for now. I didn't carve it. I even left the ball alone for now. I only carved this area. And I carved it to the same level as the face and the body. When it comes to making a stop cut around the ball, you got to be very careful because the grain of the wood is running along the length, and this is the weakest point. You could easily snap it off. So when you make a stop cut around the ball, just be very careful, that's all. Apply light pressure. The next step is to round the body. So we're going to start along this edge. We're going to round this area, including the face. Taking my knife, I'm going to carve into this little corner here. And then come into that stop cut Then I'm going to make another stop cut over here around the scarf and carve into that area. Going to make a stop cut of the scarf, carve into that area. When you're rounding the body, you're going to notice something about the grain. If you carve one way, the knife is going to carve nice and easy through the wood. That's called carving with the grain. Watch this. If I turn the piece around the other way and try to carve this way, notice what's happening to my knife. It's about to rip off a big chunk of the wood because I'm going against the grain. The knife is digging into the grain. So I would have to turn it over again and carve with the grain. See how nice that cuts? It's like petting a dog. You could pet the dog in one direction, the dog likes it, but if you try petting him against his hair or against the grain, you're going to notice your hand digs into his hair and he doesn't like that. Same thing with wood carving. I'm going to continue rounding this body, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to round the top of the hat, again leaving the ball alone. Just going to round this area, and then we'll move on to other parts. Let's work on the hat band next. All I'm going to do is, holding my knife 45 degrees against the edge of this hat band, I'm just going to lightly carve it. See what I'm doing? I'm putting a 45-degree bevel Now all I'm doing is just rounding it, removing the blueprint. Next I'm going to round the inside around this area. Same technique. It's a little tricky because the grain changes. If you feel that your knife is digging into the wood, try carving the other direction. I find the face a little too flat for me, especially around here, around the hat band. I want to round it. I want to round the face more over here. All I'm going to do is make a stop cut along the bottom of the hat band. Then taking my knife or a number 3 gouge, just going to round it. There we go. A little piece of wood popped out. Just going to go all around. so the face doesn't look as flat. And once I do that, I can go back and round the hat band even more.